Of Bernie Sanders. Did you happen to catch his interview with Hassan Minaj this week?
Good interview.
Oh, you did? Let's play a quick clip, and then I want to get your response.
I have so many friends that were Bernie or bust. And when you didn't win in 2016 or 2020, they bust. They checked out of politics, and then they hard pivoted into Bitcoin. Really? Then they pivoted into ketamine and Zen. Let's see where that goes. But they are despondent. What do you say to my friends who now feel like you may be falling in line a little bit too much with the corporate Democratic establishment?
At this particular moment in history, perhaps in any moment in history, despair is not an option. To say, well, I supported Bernie, he didn't win, I'm going into Bitcoin. Sorry, not good enough.
That's going to be your most controversial statement of this whole thing.
All right, so I think if you are a human being who wants to live in a sane and decent society, who is concerned about your kids, you know what? Sorry, you don't have a right to check out. That's a privilege you don't have.
All right, so LOL at Bernie not really getting the joke. But, at the end, Hassan gets in a substantive question, right? One, the likes of which I don't think I've ever seen Bernie ask because he doesn't sit down with leftists anymore, much like ASC. But, what do you say to people who feel like you've sold out, that you've gone too corporate? Bernie sort of sidesteps the question.
Bhaskar Sankara, who Bernie just sat down with. That's true. And I like Bhaskar. Bhaskar was really nice to us.
And pivots it to this thing that we hear folks say all the time, which is the straw man of, well, you can't be a non-participant. You can't sit this out. What do you mean?
Although, no cap, the more I think about it, I did read that Bhaskar interview. Bhaskar could have been tougher on Bernie and that guy. He could have, for sure.
Think of that.
I think that's an excuse for Bernie Sanders because the reality is votes have to be earned.
No shit. That's what everybody keeps telling Jill Stein, and you guys keep throwing a temper tantrum every time everybody's like, yeah, we don't want to vote for her because she's not serious. Yeah, also, Bernie didn't say, like Kamala, you're owed your vote to Kamala. He just said you can't check out of politics. He wasn't like, if you don't vote for Kamala Harris, then you're a loser and a total piece of garbage. Like, he just said, don't check out of politics. We can't, use that as an excuse. Honestly, that's very sage advice, and honestly one that I have to have a reminder of every once in a while, right? I remember we talked to Olayemi, and she was like, guys, moving the, ball of progress is long and slow and painful, and we don't have the opportunity to give up because of look at all the work that was done before us, and look at all the work that remains to be done, and all that kind of shit. And at the end of the day, you have to decide to be content with that. Otherwise, you're going to be constantly disappointed and miserable.
No one owes you their vote. And Bernie Sanders in particular, there are a number of places that I would go into with caution if I were to approach people again and ask them, could you donate to a politician? Even when it comes to third party,
That's also why third parties will lose, because you can't win in America without money. And if nobody, even your own ardent supporters, aren't giving you any, then you're fucked.
Very hesitant because a number of those people donated what they had left to Bernie Sanders, poor people, lower income people, because they believe that he was going to fight for them.
Now you should donate your money to Jimmy Dore because he's going to fight for you.
Yeah, how about, are you going to talk about all the people that donated to the People's Party and to Nick Brana only for that money to get set on fire? Like, literally hundreds of thousands of dollars just wasted. Anyway, that's kind of besides the point. But, I don't even really know why that Bernie clip was, necessary to include.
To remind the audience that hate Bernie Sanders, essentially.
I think that Bernie's not wrong. You shouldn't check out of politics. I don't know why that's so controversial. I don't know why that's Bernie, he's at it again, being a sheep herder. I've had lots of criticisms of Bernie Sanders, but I'm pretty sure Bernie would have said the exact same thing in 2015 or 2016.
He would have said the same thing in 2009.
Yeah, exactly. Bernie is obviously intensely engaged in politics. His advice is always going to be that you should be paying attention and you should be involved and engaged on a local level and voting for whatever the hell. It's completely.
Let me be clear. Do I agree with the majority of the decisions of the Democratic Party? No, I do not. But do I understand that otherwise we're completely fucked, bent over a barrel? I do. I have seen the footage. I have been shown from every angle. What just is possible for this country. What new laws we can find? They will find it.
Anyway.